Hello, I'm Rosie, and today I'm going to do a book review of From a Distant Star by Karen McQuestion. I received an ebook copy of this for review from Skyscape. From a Distant Star follows the main character Emma. Emma's boyfriend Lucas is in the final stages of cancer. Emma is still determined that he will survive and she will find a way to do it. And then one day, Lucas wakes up, miraculously cured. However, after a while, she comes to realise that not all is quite what it seems. While Lucas looks like Lucas, inside it's someone else entirely, and she discovers being possessed by an alien. And so they go on a quest to return the alien back to where he came from and basically get Lucas back so Emma can be with her one true love once again. From the moment I started this book, I knew I would enjoy it. I mean, the first chapter is written from the perspective of a dog. That is how good this book is. But I was slightly disappointed that the dog's appearance didn't make a return. It essentially is a book about friendship and love and overcoming differences, because both Emma and Scout, the alien, are completely different, and yet they have to come together to get Scout back to the other side of the universe, to a distant star. Of the characters, I think Scout was probably my favourite. Type of alien he was very convenient to the plot. He has a number of abilities. He was very advanced, which meant that he was able to assimilate quite well, but I found his approach and responses to learning about Earth really interesting, and I thought that was really well done, especially capturing the wonders, because he's from an advanced species, capturing the wonders of Earth in all their inferior glory. Emma, on the other hand, I did struggle to like. At the beginning of the book, she comes across as very selfish and naive and kind of pathetic. I can understand why it was done, because the main driving force of the novel is Emma trying to get her boyfriend back, who she loves more than anything else. However, we don't really see that romance. So from the start it's quite difficult to believe, especially with the way she describes it, him being the love of her life and how they were meant to be together and they're soulmates. I probably would have gone down better if she treated his family better. They were horrible people, admittedly, but if I was a mother and my son was in his final stages of cancer, I wouldn't want his girlfriend of a year basically pushing me away, constantly being present in the room, not giving me a chance to say goodbye. From that moment, I really view the mother in that bad of a way, because I just didn't really like that way that Emma pushed her away. I can understand where she was coming from. As the book progressed, Emma developed so well. I liked her towards the end of the book, and I thought that development in such a short space of time was just really well done, and I think it made the story more entertaining. How Emma's influence is helping develop Scout's personality and Scout's influence is helping develop Emma's, and I think they both come off better for it at the end of the book, which I absolutely loved. I did guess the ending, but there were a number of twists and surprises that I didn't get that I just absolutely loved, especially on the road trip that Emma and Scout go on. I really enjoyed seeing that, especially since it helped push their friendship forward, and I think that was just really well done in the way that the author was able to write this story that basically highlights the beauty of humanity and Earth and friendship, while also just adding a bit of fun, and as well as danger, and showing there are people who will help, there are also other people who won't. There's completely different sides to everyone, and I think the way the book was written, it was just a really entertaining read. I was reading on the train back up to university, and I was just like going through it, just really into the story. I think I read it in about 3 hours. It was entertaining, it was fun. It didn't take itself too seriously, which there was a danger of it doing. Like, there were issues with the book, I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't get into the Lucas-Emma love story because I didn't see it, I was just told it. I just couldn't believe that. I don't know whether that's my cynical nature coming through, but no. And the fact that there were a kind of exaggerations on personalities of characters, particularly with Lucas's mum, and I do wish we'd seen more of Emma's family, but I did enjoy the core three characters, which were Eric, Lucas's brother. I kind of wish there'd been more of him in the story. While his character wasn't quite as realistic, I thought he was one of the more believable and nicer characters, and I really enjoyed Scout. He was probably my favourite, and Emma just grew on me. The core three characters were, while a bit iffy at first because you didn't get to know them, towards the end, or after all the development and everything that they'd gone through together, it just made me like them even more. The writing was a bit clunky, like it wasn't perfect, but I think the story kind of overcame that. Like there were a few moments where I was just like, oh, that's not great. But this book is written for 13, 14-year-olds. Like that's the kind of age range that I would probably recommend reading this book, and I think that age range wouldn't really care. So while it frustrated me, I don't think the core audience would find it as frustrating as I did. It was a bit slow to start with. There were a few conveniences, but I think that was just all in the fun of the story really. Like it was a book that's really enjoyable to read and really relaxing. It's a holiday book basically. It's got road trips, it's got aliens, it's got friendship and adventure. It's just an easy book to read, so I would recommend this summer just picking it up, lying on the beach or up a mountain, just reading it and being able to relax into the story. Personally, I don't think I would have picked this book up if I hadn't got a copy to review, because from what I gathered from the cover and the back, I thought it was going to be a romance between the alien and Emma. I'm not a huge fan of books that focus on love stories or romance. That's probably why I didn't get into the love story part of the book. I just don't really enjoy that kind of thing. What I found just pleasantly surprising, and I think what made me love the book even more, was that it wasn't about the romantic relationships. It was about the friendship. And I think that's really important because you don't often get books about the friendship where the two male and female leads don't fall in love, which I just enjoyed. Just another thought that's just come to me as I've been talking like this. While it is a book about friendship, Emma doesn't have any friends. This is probably another reason why I couldn't connect with her at the beginning, because her life revolves around Lucas. She doesn't seem to have a life outside of him. The thing that's just come to mind is, I think, a sentence. I can't remember the exact wording, but something along the lines of Lucas used to drive her to school, but when he started having to stay at home because of his cancer, she got left with his friends instead. And it just kind of struck me, there's no mention of her having any other friends beyond Lucas. That's a bit weird, especially given how both of them are described. So I think the beginning could have been done a bit better in terms of creating believable characters and getting you into the story. But once you do get past the beginning, it's a book that you can just love, and I think just get into the characters and have a bit of fun with. It's not a serious book, it's just one that you can just enjoy. I would recommend it. I will see you next time. Goodbye!